This is Intellectual, and welcome to today's review. Today's anime review is of Yu Yu Hakusho. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've done my best not to be biased about this show, because this used to be like one of my most favorite shows ever. So I love Yu Yu Hakusho, but it is still a good show nonetheless. So let us get started about Yu Yu Hakusho. It is older. It was made in the 90s, and so with the story is basically this kid, he was like a 14-year-old kid, his name's Yusuke Urameshi, and he was always like I guess I could explain that in this character. He got hit by a car trying to save a little kid's life, and he ends up waking up as a ghost, basically. And what had happened was he wasn't supposed to die. No one expected him to save the kid, so he wasn't supposed to die that day. And so basically the grim quote-unquote grim reaper, she looks nothing like the Grim Reaper, but she's actually a cute anime girl. So but she tells him that, and then she takes him to Spirit World, where everyone goes to see what their fate is. And he meets Kwenma. Like, he's the son of King Yama, who is like the king of the Spirit World, and he's a son who takes care of all of the like affairs like that, who dies, where they go, and all that. He handles that. And he's actually a toddler or, well, his look is a toddler, even though he's been like around for like thousands and hundreds of thousands of years or something like that. But his appearance is that of a little baby, and Yusuke always makes fun of him for it. But yeah, he tells Yusuke that he can get his life back. At first, Yusuke doesn't want to come back, but then he sees the people in his life actually sad. So he ends up deciding to come back to life. Some things happen, he does come back to life, and then to basically seal the deal about him being back to life, he's brought back with a little thing called spirit energy. He has more power. He has some spiritual powers because of his ordeal, and he has to become this spirit detective who hunts down demons that in the world of the living that are doing wrong. And so that's kind of where the story takes off, and it's an awesome story. Sorry that I ran off of that a little bit. And then, okay, so now we got the characters. Starting off with the main character, Yusuke Urameshi. He is a high school student, basically, but he's a punk. He's like the biggest punk, and he doesn't want to go to school. He doesn't want to do anything, but like he gets into fights, and he's just this punk who doesn't really seem to care about anybody but himself, which is why they didn't expect him to die. So, like he's just got this immature attitude and like this tough guy act all the time, but he really does care. He does care about his friends and family. Later on in the series, you'll see that he does care, despite the act that he shows. But he's just like a big smart ass, and I like how all just the way he talks and stuff. It's so great and funny that I love Yusuke, and I'm sure if people can get to watching him and get used to him, I'm sure people can end up loving him as well. Next, you got his sidekick in crime, sort of. His name's Kazuma Kuwabara, or they just call him Kuwabara. He's basically this, he's like Yusuke, but a little bit different. He's like this, he has an honor code, and he does get into fights, but he's more respectful, and he's not as bad as Yusuke. He's like Yusuke, but not nearly as bad as Yusuke. And he's kind of the joke character. He's like the Yamcha for Yu Yu Hakusho, but not totally, because he does get his moments to shine sometimes. But most of the time, he's a joke. But and he's really loud and obnoxious, and what can I say? That's really just Kuwabara for the most part. But I mean, you can end up liking him to a point, and he's human too, and he ends up getting spirit power too. Now, the next two characters that I can talk about are Hiei. Okay, Hiei is basically a demon, and he's basically the short demon, and he has like, you know, black spiky hair. He's a fire demon, and like, he's kind of like a ninja. He's not actually a ninja, but he uses a sword to fight a lot of times, and he's really fast. And Hiei hates Yusuke. They were enemies at one point, but then he ends up kind of becoming friends with Yusuke, but he still has this like, I hate everybody act. I couldn't care less about you. I will destroy you kind of act. And he also like has that relationship big time with Kuwabara, because they like always say how much they hate each other, and he always has these comments about Kuwabara. But he's just kind of like that, but he's a big softy too. He doesn't ever show it though, like Yusuke ends up doing. He always acts like he doesn't care. He's very powerful as well. And then you have Kurama. Kurama he's also a demon, but his story is a little bit different. I'll let you find that out for yourself. But Kurama has his qualities really are, he's calm, cool, and collected. He is the intelligence behind like their team and their friends, and like he's just the like really calm and collective one. He strategizes, and he does have witty things that he says, but like that's really like how Kurama's like look is. He has pink hair. He's actually pink. He's the pink one who looks feminine, very feminine. And like he's powerful in his own right, but his intellect gives him like some edge, and that's mainly what he uses. He uses some power, but mostly he uses his brain instead of brawn. And those are the four main characters there. There's a lot of other characters, and the characters are good. Okay, they're pretty good. The main characters are really good, so I really love the characters in Yu Yu Hakusho. So next, we could go to the animation and art. Because it was made in the 90s, it kind of suffers from the same problem as, you know, it didn't age the best. It's still not terrible. It's not as bad as Trigun was, in my opinion. It's still okay, you know. It does suffer a little bit from it, but I think otherwise, if you can get over it, it can be pretty good. So if you could get over that, that's fine. I don't think it's a big deal, but the animation, it's all fine. It works. It's just a little disorienting, I guess. Okay, so we can skip past that and go to the music. The music, I don't hate it. I don't love it. There's nothing special to me about the music. Some of the music's okay. I think it's average. It serves its purpose, but nothing really sticks out to me totally. So that's the thing about the music. The music's alright. Music is alright. In my personal feelings and opinion, I watched Yu Yu Hakusho on Toonami, and I didn't get, like, it stopped airing for the longest time to where I didn't get to see more of it, but I eventually did see all the series, and actually it's one of the series I own on DVD. It's 112 episodes, and I own like all 4 seasons. It has 4 seasons, and just with it in general, I love it. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. As I said, it used to be like my favorite anime of all time. It's not anymore, but it's still up there. I still really love Yu Yu Hakusho. It's just I watched it too many times, and it kind of killed my enjoyment of it. But other than that, yes, I really love Yu Yu Hakusho. One of my favorites. And then now, should you watch Yu Yu Hakusho? Do you like fighting? Do you like smart-ass remarks? Do you like supernatural stuff? Then this is the anime for you. I think you can enjoy it if you like shonen and can watch long series and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Is it like your most action-packed anime with like Dragon Ball Z, for instance? No, it's not. It has a little bit more to that. But otherwise, like this, like it's still really like good, and it can be a little bit different from, you know, the normal shonen stuff that you see. So I think it is a very good watch, and I think anyone who likes that sort of stuff should give it a try. I do have to say it has a little bit of a slow start. I would say wait until maybe episode 6 or 7, because it doesn't get into it. It doesn't get really good until episode 5. Just a fair warning. But I do recommend. I do think it's worth watching. And then, do I like it? No, I don't like it. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I've already said my piece on that, so you know that. So, in the end, did you think I was gonna give it a 10 out of 10 or something? No, I'm not gonna do that. I still, with my scoring system, which I have yet to really talk about how I do it. I will do that maybe one day if people want me to. But it's basically, Yu Yu Hakusho gets a 6.4 out of 10. It's above average. It's a hell of a good show. There's not too much not to like about it. I mean, maybe, like I said, the animation and art quality might be a little lower, but that's because it's from the 90s. But otherwise, it's a hell of a good show, and I love it. I love it to death. So, that has been it for me. I've been intellectual. If you liked the video, please, consider liking it. And if you really like my content and want to see more anime reviews and discussions, please consider subscribing. I will see you guys in the next video.